Welcome to the Go Team Live podcast. Thanks for joining us. We just had an epic session. We had Davy Rowe on the call. Davy's an old friend of mine from like 10 years ago. I met him at a Toastmasters session. And from there, he had this big business, which just went to the wildest places of being a public figure, getting done for like $1 million of losses that made him one angry man. He went from that angry man to the most beautiful man, and just so grateful for the opportunity that he had to make such a wild change in his life to become a master coach. So Davey poses us a question that was posed to him by his brother around the family dinner table, which really resonates with me because I absolutely love asking quality questions to my family around the table. So this is what the Go Team Live is all about. It's about creating the opportunity to answer a question in the village vibe that we create with the community gathering of Game On. So Game On is our platform that me and Justin have created to let you find the quality of questions that we've created here with the podcast for yourself. It's a journaling platform that you can share with your friends, family, work colleagues, high-performing teams that, not only does it let you find those questions that matter in your journaling practice for a kickstart to your morning, but you can also increase your connections and learn from others and resonate with them as we delve into these questions that are gratitude, the fastest way to happiness, the OG. And then we've got awareness for how you're feeling, to be able to create a relationship with yourself and others and improve your emotional intelligence and emotional regulation. Then we've got I for intention. Setting your intention for the day is the power play where you get to manifest the day that you choose, whether that's getting tough tasks done or seeing more positive emotions in your day. Then we go for M, a mindful moment. And mindfulness is well known to reduce stress and anxiety and create happiness in the simplicity of your life. Then we've got ON, and organizing non-doing is like winning lotto. What would your life be like if you had more time for stillness, relaxation, rejuvenation? And every day we have the opportunity to switch off because we're always on. So Game On is this platform we created, and each step has its place. And together, it's one power-packed, super efficient system to find your way to win the day. So we've got Davy Rowe on. How did you find that session just now, Justin?
I found it awesome. I found it really cool. I found the question that Davey asked, learning about his experiences, hearing more about his story on a personal level, and hearing about all the qualifications or the skill sets that he has, and in order to be what is classified as a master coach. Like, a lot of people don't actually consider master coach. Even I, working with Davey in the past with his website and things, I've always subconsciously, unintentionally referred to him as like a great life coach or an intuitive life coach. But it's like, no, wait, yeah, no, he's not. He's a master coach. So hearing the definition of that with all those different skill sets inside what it is was really cool. And then having all the people answer the questions as well was enlightening. That was amazing. That was great. Really liked it.
Yeah, we had some absolute amazing connections with the answers that people were giving, right? And that just made you feel like you're all those parts.
Yeah, 100%. Like, so one of the things I noticed was a lot of the people's answers were talking about, like, in simplicity, a connection, right? Or helping others. And it was kind of, like, my answer was about, if I could provide that help or that assistance, or just speak my mind and be able to assist people without that fear of, oh, how is it going to be taken? And fear could be my version of the failure, and so on. But then hearing other people's answers as well, it correlates. And I was like, we are all kind of in a way wanting the same, if not at least a very similar thing on a basic fundamental level. And it was like fascinating to hear. It was amazing. It really was.
Yeah, it's nice when the penny drops and you got that congruency, and you're just like, yeah, you're right with everybody there. You're like, yes, I hear you. I want that too. Yeah, beautiful. Well, here we go. We're going to throw it to Davey and the Go Team live session. We'd love to see you. We'd love to hear from you. And remember, when we do the breathwork session, make sure you look after yourself. But here we go with the Go Team Live podcast recording from Davy Rowe.
Hey, how are you, everyone?
Good. How are you?
Oh, yeah.
Excellent, thank you. Turn the light on. Probably a bit better.
Hello.
Hello, hello. I'm just going to go on mute, hey?
Are we going, Dan?
I'm the man.
Hey mate, how you doing?
Good, son, yourself?
Yeah, good.
I don't think we've met in person, Dan, or virtually.
No, we haven't.
But we've chatted on the phone one time way back.
Okay, mate.
Yeah. Dan Hochter, right?
No, not Dan Hochter.
Different
No.
Dan.
This is a different Dan again. What's your surname, Dan?
Williams.
Dan Williams, that's it.
Dan Williams.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dan.
Yeah.
I thought Dan was my other Dan might have been on. But...
I met Dan Williams down at the Brotherhood Awakening thing, down at
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there briefly.
Yeah, that's right. You were, weren't you?
Friday night.
You had to leave on the Saturday morning or something. Oh.
Friday night, I had 4 kids at my house. Yeah,
Was it? Yeah. Great weekend, like.
it was great. I mean, in that short space of time, I got a lot of benefit. Like I just came home and just loved the shit out of my kids. I was just like, sometimes I was like, I'd realized that I was playing like to solve them thinking that there was a favorite kid. I just stopped showing any affection to any of them. And then I realized that wasn't helpful. But then after the Brotherhood Awakening, I just dropped it completely, and I just went, rah, just loved them crazy.
Yeah.
Because I realized that in this men's work circles that the most common thread is dad didn't love me enough or something, like it's just the most common thing. So I'm like, well, I can't get in trouble for loving too much.
You can. Me and Angie do.
Oh, you could. You could. Yeah, you can. That's so true. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, we did.
Urs, how are you, man?
Hi.
Hello, son.
Nice to see you, brother.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can.
Good. Nice to see you all.
Hi, mate. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Excellent. Nice to hear, mate.
Yeah.
Nice to hear.
Appreciating a newfound appreciation for all things living.
Oh, newfound.
Well, as you know, my puppy's passed away, so
yeah.
So that's made me contemplate things, brought it home.
Yeah, man.
What's valuable? What's our time doing? How are we sharing our love? How are we? It's the little things. It's the moments. Yeah. It's the everyday stuff that makes the difference. It's not the big fucking hurrahs.
That's it, mate.
Yeah,
that's exactly it. Yeah, condolences, son. When was that? Was that
Thanks,
yesterday?
Monday. I took the day off and we sent him off, and had to just take a bit of time yesterday to just let it all settle a bit. And first time. So very interesting, everything that's come up and along the lines of what we've talked about in the men's work. Yeah. Self-worth and like could I have done it better, and just being okay with how it was, and
Yeah.
stories we've created around it all those things.
Mhm.
Really
Nice.
interesting. So he's sending out some magic, just magical insights.
Mhm. Nice, mate.
Mm.
Nice, yeah.
Thanks for asking.
No, it's well, I seen it. We've spoke about it a while ago, you know. So it's been in some respects a long time coming, but at the same time, it's, you know, it's like anything. It's the death of a relation, whatever. It's like, you know, it's coming and you expect it, but still, when it happens, it's still,
it's a family member.
shit, you know, it's final. Yeah.
Mandy's
Exactly,
actually, I was talking to Mandy about this today. Didn't you want to talk, Mandy? You got something pretty moving to say?
No, it's not that. It is pretty moving, but so my family lives in Germany and I'm in Australia. And my granddad I was just informed this morning that they started putting him on palliative care and giving him morphine as of, I think, last night in Germany. And no one really knows how long it will take. And because I've had exposure to death in the past, losing my brother to a tragic accident in 2001, I've been quite exposed to death and all the tragedies and how it affects families. And I had a chat with my mum and I said, would it be a good time to give Granddad still a call? Because I was just there in August. And she said he doesn't really have any more interest in talking to anyone in person, let alone over the phone. I said, okay, no worries, leave it with me. Say goodbye to my mum. And then I sat on the couch at 1:30 in the morning today. And I thought, if they're starting to give him the injections now, I think there's no better time than now to give him a call. So I'm just going to take a chance, give him a call. If he answers, he answers. And if he doesn't, at least I can say in my heart, I tried. I mean, we said already 100 goodbyes. And last time when I was there, he said, it will be the last time that we will see each other face to face. But it's still, like you just said, it's always feeling that you get more time out of life. So then I called Granddad, and to my luck, he answered the phone, and we do video call on WhatsApp. And he lost probably another 5 kilos since I last seen him. And I said, Granddad, how are you? And he says, oh, I don't have much breath left. It's over. So I said, I know. And then I just said, thank you for everything that you've done for me and my son. And it wouldn't have been possible for all the things that you and Grandma have done for us and enabled us, even when I'm over here. And I said, for me, it's really important that you know that I'm really grateful for that, and that the distance in location never made a difference of the love that we have for you. And it was never because there was a distance between the family. It was just where my soul had to come to express itself freely. And I said, when the time comes, I just hope that you don't have to suffer anymore for very long, and that you go in peace, and our thoughts are with you. And when the time comes, I said, I will come to the funeral. I just want you to know that. And he said, thank you. It means so much to me. And I said, yeah, I just wanted to pay my respect and show you the love that we have. And yeah, then we said goodbye. I just took a screenshot on WhatsApp, and it was like his photo and my photo. And I looked at it this afternoon. I'm going, wow. And then I hung up and I bursted into tears. And it's okay. It's okay. And I comforted myself, but I also let it go, because I believe it's really important to release the emotions instead of keeping them triggered within the body. And yeah, then I just was so grateful for life and for death and how it all made sense, how you come into this world. Some struggle more to come into the world than not, and others struggle more going out, but it's all in balance.
Yeah.
And it just made sense. And I just sat back and I said, oh, it's really important to choose what we do wisely and make the most out of every moment, because we don't know when the clock stops. So thank you.
That's it.
Beautiful. Yeah.
That's
thank
it.
you everyone for listening.
Yeah.
So
Thanks, Mandy.
I think it doesn't stop for anybody, but there's always an opportunity to learn how to deal with it. And no one is perfect, you know, just like you said, whether it's the first time you experience it, whether you prepared for it or you're not. Because with my brother, we had the example, was like bang, and he just died. While with my granddad now, it's the opposite. And I don't know which one is better, but it's all ending in the same result. And the good thing is, in a way, that you can't control when it happens. For some reasons, probably yes, but that you have influence over what you do and how you handle what happens to you, and then use it to your advantage and seek help if you need to. But thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thanks, Manny. I think this is a good time to kick off.
Yeah.
I have created the Go Team Live podcast to talk about deep questions, and life is so fragile, so special, and so important to me. And I do spend a lot of time thinking about life and death and purpose and meaning, and how to navigate the day the best, most productive way that makes me feel good. So, by inviting a guest on like Davy that I have today, and being able to draw upon his life experience and from his experience where he draws his life purpose and direction in the way that he wants to spend his days, and what questions and introspection he chooses to draw the most out of life for not only him, but in the work that he does. He's being able to help others, and that's such a special experience that he's created. So yeah, I'll just throw it over for a quick hello, Davey. How are you feeling, my man? And where do we find you?
I'm feeling good, son. Yeah, I'm in sunny or nighttime Burns Beach, should I say? Sunny Perth, obviously. Yeah. Loving life, doing my thing.
Loving life. I met Davey way back. What did we figure? It was like 10 yeyears ago.
At least
Toastmasters. Yeah. We're at this gourmet Toastmasters event. They were running these sessions, and it was really good atmosphere, good chats, and we connected because we were both in the air conditioning trade. And I was there to work on my speaking skills to get me off the tools. And Davey was like, you know what? I'd really like a refrigeration side to the business. And I'm like, Davey, have you not been listening? I'm trying to get out of air conditioning. But it was such a great crack. And then we had, all these amazing entwining moments. And one thing for Davey, for me, is that he is hilarious. I just laugh so much when I'm with Davey. He's so nice. He's so generous. He's got this big, beautiful EQ center up in Wangara, repurposed warehouse in all its glory and beauty. And he's been lovingly decking it out to make it a comfortable place for people to land and find their feet and place. And I've had an epiphany up there. I've spoke about this on stage before. I invited Davey along just to let him know how much it means to me to have, the EQ center and him in my life, and create the direction that I decide to go on. So, it's so awesome to have Davey along. I can't say enough about the guy. Hopefully you get to see or hear the flavor of Davey in this session. And if you're intrigued, definitely reach out, and there'll be some information in the show notes how to catch Davey and get more Davey in your life. But to start the session, I will just explain how we're running. Davey's going to give us a nice grounding meditation / he's actually going to do some breath work for us. So it might, enliven us and make us feel our best selves. And then from there, we'll just take a little journey on Davey's life to this point and where he finds himself now. And then we're going to give him an opportunity to ask us a question that maybe uncovers a perspective shift or just a thought process that makes us, see where we can take our life from that point. Because I think the questions we ask ourselves creates, or the quality of questions we ask ourselves creates the quality of our life. So yeah, I'm going to throw it to Davy now, and we are going to go through his breathwork method. And on the other side of that, we'll start having a chat and figuring out where Davy Rowe lands from there.
Cheers, Pete. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for that lovely introduction, mate. And yeah, it was definitely mutual when we first connected, and that, you know, it was yeah. I think the beauty of this life realistically is not take it too serious. Don't take yourself too serious, and just enjoy it as much as we can. You know what I mean? Me and you are a perfect example of that. Of just whatever, you know. It's like the old story, you know. If life gives you lemons, you know, make the lemonade. You know, just get on with it, and you know.
Do you remember the present I gave you?
Yes, the juggling balls. Yes, I did try many times, but I never actually mastered it. I've still got them.
Well, it wasn't so much the nailing it.
Yeah,
it was just a symbol of fun, wasn't it?
yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah,
Just
yeah.
to break things up.
I've still got them at the EQ Centre on a shelf somewhere. These three
Sure.
little balls, you know. But
Yeah, they look good.
they look good. They're just collecting dust. Someone needs to come in and
Yeah,
practice.
you need to throw them at people. If you can't juggle, do what my kids do, and they just throw them at each other.
Yeah, just toss them out. Anyway. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Pete. Yeah. So basically, I want to just help everyone ground and get into the space. We're going to be doing 5-minute like conscious connected breath work. I'll go through the technique in a minute, but just before we drop in, I just wanted to say one of the main reasons why I do what I do in a sense is I'm just fascinated. I'm fascinated with people. I've always been fascinated with people. I've been fascinated at why we do what we do, how we behave the way we behave, you know, what we believe in. And I've always been open to listening to other people's ways of being and, you know, their belief system, and, you know, but I've sort of come to this conclusion that, like, every one of us are born perfect, you know, every one of us are absolutely pure when we're born, you know, and we still are to this day. We just don't believe it. You know, there's just like that lack of self-belief on how can I possibly be perfect, you know. But I'm telling you, like, no matter what age you are, no matter what you've been through in life, you know, it's like the Peter Crone quote, you know, you're a masterpiece and you're a work in progress. Every one of us are perfect, you know. And when we're born, like, perfectly in a sense, you know, something will happen in our life. There'll be a defining moment. It's generally between the ages of 0 and 8, 9, 10. And you're going to feel overwhelmed, you know, through that defining moment. And you're going to be overwhelmed emotionally, mentally, or physically. And that wounded part of you basically creates this like core limiting belief. It's an I am statement. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not loved. I'm not wanted. Whatever it is. Whatever yours is, whatever mine is, we've all got them, and you're not alone. Everyone in the world has these core limiting beliefs. And throughout this podcast, we're going to start the healing process around that past belief. You know, we're going to start moving forward from it. So that's my idea through this breathwork session, is to connect to that and then connect to a new present belief, more empowering belief, you know. So the activated breath work is basically, we're going to be doing this for 5 minutes, and it's
we need to put a warning out to people that are listening on, they might be driving or something.
Yeah, obviously, if you're listening, do not do this when you're driving. Ideally, do it sitting down or lying on the floor, you know. But it's basically the breath work is, it's an activated breath in through the mouth, out through the mouth, wide open mouth, and we're looking to make the noise of ah and ha. And we're going to be doing that for 5 minutes, and we're going to expand the belly 80% and expand the chest for 20%. And then we're just going to allow the breath to come out. So it's basically, and once we've done 5 minutes of that, we're going to do 1 minute of slowly breathing out as if you're blowing through a straw, like as slow as you possibly can for about a minute. And then we're going to, after a minute, I'm going to talk you all the way through this. And then after a minute of breathing out, you won't need to breathe because you'll have your full oxygenated body. Then we're going to be breathing a big breath in, holding the breath. Your eyes are going to be closed. And I'm going to ask you just to put a little bit of pressure internally, just in between the eyebrows, just in the mind's eye, you know, and just focus on that and put a little bit of internal pressure on that. And again, I'll talk you through this, you know. So I'll count you in with 3, 2, 1, and start breathing. So the actual technique is, and especially if you're sitting in a chair, sitting upright, so just sit back, relax. You're going to shut your eyes, and it's going to be just at that pace, nice, easy pace, nice, steady pace. It doesn't have to be fast, just whatever pace suits you. And even doing them half a dozen breaths, I feel a little bit heady already. So you're going to feel a little bit heady. You're going to start dropping in, and you're just going to activate the pineal gland and just start. You may see little visions and whatever. You're going to create a little bit of DMT, but it's a wide open mouth. And the idea is not to make a noise when you're breathing a lot, like. So we're not restricting the breath at all. Wide open mouth. Expanding the belly, expanding the chest. And so if everyone's ready, if just closing down your eyes, just dropping in. I'm just going to guide you for the next minute. Just closing down your eyes and just gentle, easy breaths. And just as we start dropping into this space, and I want you to connect to that defining moment in your life. I want you to connect to this core limiting belief, this old belief, whatever it was for you. It's an I am statement. And I just want you to start creating a new empowering belief. It's a new way of being. This new way of being literally blows that old belief out of the water. It's like the opposite side of the coin. It might be, I'm incredible. I'm strong. I'm loved. I love my life. Whatever that new way of being is, this empowering belief, whatever it is for you, that's perfect. So you've got two beliefs now, the old one and the new one. And so I'm going to count you in now for the activated breath. And we're going to be breathing for around about 5 minutes. I'm going to set the clock. I've got it set here. And 3, 2, 1. Big deep breath, guys. Everyone wide open mouth. R and ha. Big deep breath, guys. Keep the breath work going. 80% into the belly, 20% into the chest, and just allow the air to fall away. That's right. You're doing great. Just concentrating on the breath, always going back to the breath. That's right. Big deep breaths. You're doing great, guys. We're just coming up to 1 minute. Big deep breaths. We're 20% through. Big deep breaths. Keep the activated breath going. That's right. Wide open mouth, expanding the belly, expanding the chest. You may feel your subconscious mind may want to kick in with resistance as you start making the process. That's totally normal. Just break through the barrier, stick to the technique. You're perfectly safe. You're simply sitting in the chair breathing. Big deep breaths, pushing through and just allowing the air to fall away with every out breath. Just allow the air to fall away. Wide open mouth, big deep breath. Big deep breaths, guys. Keep pushing through. Just dropping into everything you've been through in your life. Everything you've been through has brought you to this point in your life, this exact moment in time, sitting with these other beautiful people, doing this breath work, doing this work. whatever it is that's brought you here, just start realizing that about yourself. Start appreciating that about yourself. Keep the breath work going. Big deep breaths in through the mouth, out through the mouth. Wide open breath. You're doing amazing, guys. Keep the breath work going. 80% the belly, 20% the chest, and just allow that air to fall away. That's beautiful. That's right. That's right. Big deep breaths. Just over 3 minutes. That's right. We're 60% through. Expand the belly. Expand the chest. And just feel this activated breath. Feel this beautiful healing oxygen. That's right. Just connecting to any negative emotions that no longer serve you. Just allow them to fall away from your body. Just allow them to fall away with every breath out. Just allow the air to fall away. You're doing amazing, guys. We're coming up to 4 minutes. We've got 1 more minute of activated breath to go. Keep the breath work going. Wide open mouth, expanding the belly, expanding the chest. Feel this internal power. Feel what you're creating inside of you. That's right. Big deep breaths. You're doing amazing, guys. We're coming up to the last 30 seconds. Pushing through. Pushing all the way through. Keep it going. Last 10 breaths. Keep pushing through. We're coming up to the finish line. Activating breath. Feeling this energy inside. We're coming up to the last 3 breaths. Big deep breaths. Last 3 breaths. And let it go. Let it go. Just breathing out slowly as you possibly can. Breathing out like you're blowing through a straw. Silently breathing out. If you need to swallow, just swallow. This is going to help you relax further. And this is about letting go. This is about letting go of that old negative belief once and for all. That belief you've been carrying for so many years. Feel this energy leaving your body. Feel this belief leaving you once and for all. That's right. You're doing amazing, guys. And 3, 2, 1. Big deep breath in. Big deep breath. Holding your breath. That's right. Do a little bit of pressure within the mind's eye, between the eyebrows. And this is about connecting to that new, positive, empowering belief. This is when you're holding on to that new way of being. That new way of being which lights you up every time you connect to it. Holding on to that beautiful statement. That statement and that belief that serves you. Whatever it is for you. Just swallow if you need to swallow. Holding your breath. Gently start bringing yourself back into the space. Just feeling this bliss. Feeling this stillness. Just when you're ready, just opening up your eyes, moving your fingers and toes. Start bringing yourself back to center. Start bringing yourself back into the room. Just gently start bringing yourself back. Does anyone want to share what that was like for them?
That was awesome, Davey. I haven't done breath work in a minute. So that made me realize how good it feels. Geez, I love it.
Nice.
Tingles, tingle, 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 tingle,
Tingles,
tingle,
yeah.
tingles, tingle. That was
Nice. Nice. Hi, Jobby.
Joey, good to see you, man.
Yeah.
Been thinking of you. All right, Davey, that was gold. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks, my man.
I also remember us on the calls we did during COVID, and breathwork was a big part of that at the end there.
Yeah.
It was such a great experience to be able to, come around in a situation exactly like this and seeing the faces on the screen and connecting with people and yeah. And you know what? You gifted me the experience when COVID came around and you could do in person, and you guys were obviously super keen to get the in person going.
Yeah.
But you will also realize the value of keeping the Zoom call. And so you said, Pete, can you run the Zoom calls for us? And that was just, it was such an honor, and it was such a incredible gift you've given me because just gave me that experience, because you got to step in and you got to actually do things to learn, and it's such a steep learning curve when someone gives you the wheel. So
exactly.
appreciation.
Yeah. No, thanks, mate. Appreciate that.
So something I love from you, Davey, is from those early days of meeting you and your energy and your go getting. You're around a big company, a big air conditioning company that you wanted to bigger the business when you're with me.
Yeah.
Like, hang on, Pete, let's take this. We got this.
Yeah, exactly.
So tell us, you're in air conditioning and now you're here sharing breathwork with us. And you got your EQ center. Tell us, how did that come around? Where'd you get from air conditioning to having a big warehouse full of beautiful humans instead of air conditioning bits and pieces?
Yeah, it was a bit of a, I'll go back to the start. I've just a right edited version. I was born in the UK, born in Newcastle. I'm what's classed as a Geordie in the northeast of England. One of 5 kids. We're pretty much on the poverty line, My dad died when I was 8. That was like my biggest defining moment in my life. And I created this core limiting belief as an 8-year-old child that I needed to provide for my family. And that, I didn't realize that at the time. Obviously, it was just with all the work I've done. I was bullied a lot in school. That really affected my self-confidence. Now, it was a tough area, we're tough kids, it was just surviving in a sense, I met the love of my life, Angie, in my early teens. We've been married 38 years, We've got 2 gorgeous grown-up kids now. And as soon as I started work, I had this like real solid work ethic, I needed to get on, and fundamentally, I needed to provide, that was the driving force behind what I was doing in that, and that was the start of what I classed as my possessed man period, that went for about 30 years. And I became this huge people pleaser at work, looking for approval and what have you. And then I moved to Perth I was 29 when I moved to Perth, late 20s. And it was the worst time to get to Perth because it was in its worst recession ever in 1990, 17-18% interest rates. And the company I was working for went broke, and it was either sink or swim. So we started a company, and that was obviously a few years later I met you, Pete. That was the start of Vortec, this aircon company and that, and pretty successful for a lot of the time in that. And then in 2016, this is the start of this massive transition in my life. We're working on the Perth Stadium contract, and we got basically cheated out of nearly $1 million, you know. And that was the end of the company. And that was this huge catalyst moment in my life. And there was this anger and rage, and it was, you know, my dark night of the soul in a sense. And I remember about a year and a bit later when it really came to fruition that we weren't going to get this money back, that was the end of the business, and the realization of the loss was huge. And I remember speaking to my brother, and he lived in the States, and he says, you know, you have to forgive them, the guys that cheated you. I was like, there was no way I was ready to forgive these. I was like, I was raging, you know, with these guys. And I'm like, I'm in no state to forgive these guys. And he says, we'll run this retreat in America. And I'm like, look, I don't know, mate. Fundamentally talking to him, it was a pretty courageous move. I felt, me being that vulnerable and going over there, my decision to go, because I'd never done anything like this before. And that was the start of the healing process, you know. And I went to the mountains of California, and I witnessed miracles. It was incredible. There was 70 of us guys on this program, and I witnessed guys letting go of stuff they've been carrying all their lives in that, you know. And I remember on the Sunday morning, like in tears in front of these 70 guys, and I knew I'd found my life purpose, you know, which is to be of service, which is to help and guide, and, you know, to help heal trauma and stuff, you know, and past wounded and whatever. And over the past 7 years, I've found so much peace and freedom, and I'm probably happier now and living this fun life more than I ever have been, you know. I feel like balanced and content, you know. I'm in a great place, like, you know. And then, like, the factory unit, you know, I created like the EQ Wellness Centre out of this factory unit we used to do the aircon out of, and I forgave the men that cheated us. I thanked them for putting us on this journey, you know. That was another massive thing, you know. And I guess I class myself as like an intuitive master coach, you know, and I fundamentally help people to realize that they're perfect just the way they are, you know. And then I teach them and guide them to see their own magnificence, you know. This is what I do, like, and I love it, you know. It lights us up, mate, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it was 2020. I came and saw you. I put some air conditioning in that back warehouse section, and you said, you know, as a little bonus, you're like, come and have a chat to me anytime, you know, if you want to have a session.
Yeah.
And at that time, I did have this debilitating feeling that I wasn't loved enough, and I just couldn't shake it. And I was like, oh, I think this is the time I call on Davy. And we came and did an MBIT session.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember it.
You remember that? Yeah. And I don't think a lot of people realize what a master coach, like the tools that are up your sleeve, you know, like a coach to most people on the outside looking in would be, you know, just giving them a pat in the back or giving them some, you know, points to kind of shoot for and say, okay, I'm going to hold you accountable to get to this point and that point.
Yeah.
But they may not be aware of the skills and tools and practices that a coach like yourself may have. Like, so MBIT for me, it got me a brilliant result. It got me there in one session. From that feeling of I'm not loved enough to I am enough.
Yeah.
In one session.
Yeah.
Like, it was not much more than an hour and a half. I can't remember it being. And so what else you got up your sleeve there, David? What do you love working on? And, you know, what do people not know about the work that you do? If it's the coach.
Yeah, I mean, over the last 7 years, I've just been continuously studying. Like I say, I'm fascinated with like the human condition and the way we are. And I mean, I do like breath work. Obviously, like I do somatic healing. I'm accredited in somatic healing, breath work. like MBIT, multiple brain integration technique. That's what MBIT stands for. We fundamentally have, science has proven we've got three brains, one in the head, one in the heart, and one in the gut. And it's about finding congruency within them three brains. Otherwise, we're just out of whack, and we're basically conflicting with ourselves, without even realizing it. Our head might be logically like, yes, this is the right thing to do. Let's pay the bills. The gut's like, yes, that's we've got some safety here, we're stable. And the heart's like, I hate this job. Why the hell are we doing this? We're totally out of congruency, so it's about aligning them. I do like internal family systems process, which is about different parts integration. I do core transformation work, which again is about parts. It's about, and I think people forget that when they're feeling a certain way or they have a certain behavior, it's just a part of you that feels that. It's not all of you. You don't all feel like it. It's just a part of you. And when we identify that part and start healing that part, then we start healing the fullness of you, I do hypnosis, hypnotic meditation and that and whatever. There's parts integration, NLP work. There's a stack of stuff I've studied that are timeline therapy. There's so much over the years that's there in a sense. Like you say, you forget yourself, mate. But it depends what the clients, and normally with clients in that I have a conversation, I tend to, within 30 minutes, I can tend to clarify that's like a root cause, and then that gives us an idea on how to approach the sessions, whether it's breath work to get deep in whatever, or whether it's more of a gentle approach, just, and then I obviously discuss it with the clients and we take it from there, but there's so many healing modalities, mate. And I do Reiki as well. I've done my second level of Reiki and that, so I do that as well during the breath work and that, which is all about energy healing. So I love it, son. Yeah.
That is, because people, when they come to you, they obviously got like a word of mouth to come to you, or, what's the trend to get you there?
Yeah, I mean, I've we're working on a website. I'm working with Justin there, Amazing Justin. He's helping us with his with a website and that and whatever, at the minute. So I'm just fine tuning a new website, and we can get me through the website, socials and that, Facebook and whatever. But a lot of it is word of mouth and people, that's just recommendations and what have you, So and again,
it's stunning. It's stunning what you're able to achieve. Like I say, in 1 hour, I went from a debilitating I am not loved enough, which is probably the most, heart-wrenching, hollow feeling, a human can feel, to driving around going, no, I am actually enough. And, this is, the I am enough is the most fulfilling, opposite. So I appreciate you putting it out there, David.
Yeah, no, pleasure, mate. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to ask you what your question is for the audience here, but I'd love to know where your head was at to get you to this question, because the meaning of life can seem like a little of an, overwhelming place to go, or maybe it's, people think it's too far to go. Like you can't actually touch that question, but it changes day to day and your experience. But I think when you get an opportunity with a village vibe of being able to, bring in different people's perspective and experience, you can learn so much just from hearing somebody else's answer. So
without a doubt, mate.
So where was your head at to get to the question?
It was funny actually, because I sort of had the conversation with you a few days ago, and that when we're coming on the podcast, and I'm like, all right, what's my question going to be? And I had a few ideas and whatever. And then the more I was doing notes today and that and what have you, just to finalize for today before I come on, and I just preparing and that, I went back to, I've just been to the States on holiday and meet my brother again. So, and he's one of my heroes in life, and he's 3 years older than me, and beautiful man, you know. He's like a mature version of me. That's how I describe him to people, you know, and they're like, what's he
It
like?
only takes 3 years, huh?
Yeah, that's it. And we were talking to my brother Tony over there, and he lives in San Diego, and he actually asked this question to the full family, or a version of this question. He asked it to the full family, and I thought it was a really good question. And I thought, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna take this off my brother Tony, and yeah, I'm gonna ask this question tonight, because I thought I got a lot out of it when he asked it at the time, and I've just mixed it up a little bit, and I've done my own version of it, you know. But yeah, so that's going to be the question tonight. That's where my head was today. Yeah,
I like that. Do you know, on Facebook there was an ad for these like question cards sets that you can get, and you pull a card and you can ask your family a question. So I've got that for my, that was a no-brainer for me to be able to get a quality conversation out of my kids, and actually figure each other out. And it's actually had a pretty good impact, like for how we spend our days, like for a question like, if we were to have any, what would be your favorite thing for us to do, or that we have done if we had a day, like a family day, and they just get to spit out their dream day. And then we just go, okay, well, we could do
Let's
that.
do it.
Like that's not that far out. We can manage that. So that I love the idea of throwing a question out to the family. That resonates with me.
Yeah, no, it was brilliant.
Man. I would love to hear your question, Davey. What do you got for us?
Right, so I'm just gonna ask everyone just to close down your eyes, just relax, just drop in, and I want you all just to connect to that new empowering way of being, the one we created in the breath work. Just connecting to that feeling, breathing into your heart. And I want you to ask yourself, if it was impossible to fail and success was guaranteed, what would I do? That's it. And opening up your eyes.
Ooh, that's a great question. Davey, where does that lead you? What would you do if you had no holds barred? I mean, you pretty much have no holds barred in my eyes. But
yeah. And when my brother asked me, it was like, I'm doing it. I'm literally living the life of I desire, you know? And it's like, what more could I want? And it was like, more of that, more of this, more of this. And then I started creating this idea around manifestation. And I've now created a module for the next program. I'm going to be running the next men's program, and it's going to be all about manifestation, you know. And I've just done a manifestation like hypnosis for Angie, and she's in I literally finished it last night at 11:30 last night. It goes for 30 minutes, and she tried it today, and she says it was amazing. You know,
I love manifestation.
So,
I remember talking to a group of year 12 kids and at my old school, and the teacher asked me to just tell them about my life or something. And I'm like, well, that's pretty bland. How about I tell you how to live your life with by creating the life, by realizing that the underdog had no extra special skills. They just had this grit and determination. You know, and I don't think any of the kids cared, except I saw one kid who looked like a sporty sort of kid, and he just went with the underdog thing, and he's like, yes. And I was like, okay, that's enough. I'm happy with that.
Yeah. I think one of the big things is that we forget is that we are constantly manifesting our life anyway.
Sure.
So if we are constantly creating the reality that we live, why don't we choose the one that we'd actually like?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we're boxed in, I suppose. But hey, so here's the way we run this. So I'm going to answer the question, and then the floor is open to anybody if they so choose to answer the question. They can put their hand up, and Zoom has this really cool feature where it puts a hand up. It's not working. Um, but, but the reality is, if you want to jump on and say your answer, we'd love to hear from you. There's no obligation at all. But yeah, it'd be cool to hear because you inspire us with, and we resonate with you. Like we're right there with you. So that'd be cool.
Yeah. Definitely.
So for me, what would I do if it was impossible to fail? So reword your question. Is it like that?
So basically, yeah, the question is going back to that new way of being, that empowering, positive new way of being, whatever that was for you. If it was impossible to fail and success was guaranteed, what would you do?
So my probably my biggest sticking point, and it's been quite apparent in this last month, is like just posting on Facebook. And probably Facebook I feel the weirdest, but other platforms I'm kind of more comfortable with, but I just don't feel like popular. The word would be popular. I don't feel like people are like jumping on and going, yeah, high five. And I'm like, ugh. I was talking to Mandy about it just the other day because she was, all over socials, and my whole body reacted like I was going to vomit, like, because I haven't been pushing it. And so I'm like feeling like terrible about it. I was talking to Justin about it today too. And so from that point to where I wanted to be, that was like, okay, going from not feeling good about it to like, my change of state was, I don't know. I said the word like rock star in my head. You're just a fucking rock star. Just go for it. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. You're just going to tear it. Like, surely some people pick up what you're putting down, and that is all that matters. Like, you just be unique. You be you. Like, don't worry about what people think. Like, it doesn't matter too much what they think, as much as you just be your authentic, self and just put it out there. So if I was to like just no holds barred, just success was just going to happen just from stepping forward and doing what I want, it would be that. It'd just be pressing record on the socials and just popping whatever comes into my thoughts to just to get that out. Because if it's going to be success, just go for it. Just absolutely go for it. Like proper.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant, mate. Well done.
And I enjoy it. Like, it's not like I don't enjoy making content, but it's just this awkwardness of that comparison of looking at other people's success and going, or like quality, like say Instagram is just full of incredible quality that you're like, Jesus, I am not jumping off a building with a flying suit. Like, is this entertaining to anybody? So that's me. But if anyone else would like to jump in.
I'll jump in. Hello, everyone. I arrived late, but I wanted to join the group because I thought the title was fascinating, and the last 30 minutes very enlightening, what I've been hearing. That's probably one of the most, thank you, and thanks for the invitation, Peter. That's probably one of the most powerful questions I've ever heard or been asked. And I've got some pretty good ones myself, and I've come across some good ones, because that really makes you stop and think for a second to pretty much your very fiber and core of, what am I doing here? And why am I doing it? I don't mean questioning the why, because we all have a why that drives us, family commitments, bills, financial, whatever. But this piece of, if I couldn't feel and success was guaranteed, I mean, that's the Aladdin wish, isn't it? What would I do? And I really don't know, funny enough. I mean, I could give you questions like, I'd go back to being a successful professional photographer and really make that work. Or I just have more strength and courage to reach out to the people that I've not wanted to reach out to because I feared the rejection of them saying, not interested in your services. But I suppose if I stop and think about being in the present, which is what you've been kind of telling us, Davy, is to just be in the present, which many people can't or won't do. I would think definitely at this moment in time, if I couldn't feel and I was guaranteed success, I would contact every single person on the planet that I knew I could help, either in my capacity of career coaching and helping them get the best job that changes their lives, or find people the talent they need to change the way they do business. Because I've always been one that's wanted to support and help people find the very best career path to make their life matter to them and their family and friends. So yeah, I would just be so courageous. I would just go to hell and get hold of everybody and say, look, this is what I can do for you. Listen to my story.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thanks for sharing,
Yeah.
Tony.
Thank you.
Perfect,
My
man.
pleasure.
Yeah, that question I would have answered very differently only 6 or 9 months ago. But after doing Brotherhood and how I stood up in front of everything and said my piece, that was so comfortable for me. And I have a big property here, which and yeah, I enjoy helping people as well. So I'm sort of hoping to build a retreat over time, a bush retreat type thing. And I've actually had 3 people, one a psychologist, one a healer. So you need to facilitate. You'll just have a knack for it. Although I have a lot of life experience in things, but I don't have the theoretical experience yet. So just need to work on myself and hopefully help others. Which I think because my hearing isn't great, I have hearing aids, so that's what holds me back in life. Just to socialize, even to talk to you guys now is a mission. So that I self-doubt myself. How can I get up in front of people and facilitate something when there's a question from the audience and I can't hear it? But yeah, I'm looking past that now and just following the dream of I'm getting visions now. People are offering to help, so just going to run with it, I think. And yeah, that's my that's where I'm at.
Perfect. So well done.
So good.
Thanks, Dan.
Feeling you.
Cheers.
Yeah. So I've got another perspective entirely. And as you asked me that, my brain was going on to some big lofty things, I have to admit. And fairly quickly, I just came back to like the simplicity of the moment, like I started mentioning that in the beginning. I think if it was impossible to fail and success was guaranteed, I would just, take every moment with just more lightheartedness and joy, and really just take time to breathe more often and enjoy the fuck ups. Just really savor the mistakes as like just learning as a human without my brain kind of second guessing things and, questioning the safety of it and the acceptance and really I'm well aware that we manifest every moment and we each have our dream and we live from a dream that then creates a greater dream, and the dreams interweave, and that's how we're collectively dreaming at any given time, creating this reality. But for me recently, just like in the last few days, I've become intimately aware of like this inner dialogue of second guessing, and I'm just thinking, why? Like I'm just it's not really serving me. It's like an old habit. And I'm changing the dialogue as it's coming up, and I'm trying not to judge it. And, from that point forward, it kind of does become impossible to fail when you let go a little and don't attach to the outcome. But for me, one of my biggest learnings is patience, and to allow myself the space to make the mistakes and just keep showing up, and have the courage to keep showing up even when I think, the fucking wheels are falling off, they're way back there somewhere and I'm not even going to make it. I still think to just you know, what a gift it is to just have the opportunity to have the breath, just to be in the breath, and to be, you know, to have all these resources and just come back to gratitude. Like, I've got so much shit, like I've just got so much cool shit as well. Like, I mean, there's so much, you know, trivial first world problems that get stuck in my head that I'm just like, get a grip, man. Things are fucking really good, you know. Like, I wake up every morning, my body's functioning, and I've got beautiful friends like yourself, and, you know, so what would I do differently? Maybe nothing, you know, but other than to just find more gratitude, you know, and just stop for a moment and breathe, drink some water, and give sort of praise to what is, instead of, you know, telling making it mean that I have a loss, or that I haven't, focusing on what I haven't done. So focusing on what we can do and just connecting to our hearts and sharing, like, with each other is like super special. I mean, really, like, there's a lot of people that don't have that. So
yeah, beautiful, mate.
Yeah,
Excellent. Thanks, Urs.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, son.
Thanks, Urs.
Justin.
At first, I thought you said if you couldn't feel.
Yeah, I think
And
that's
I
what
was
Antonio was saying. Yeah,
and I was like, that's a deep question. But as I thought about it more, and I realized if it was impossible to fail, and success was guaranteed, and so, you know, I guess possibility being the only thing to exist in that question, I don't think I'd be doing anything that I'm doing now if I was in that empowering state of mind, which that empowering being is to be transparently seen, like my mind seen, like my thoughts seen, understood. And I think if it was impossible to fail and success was all that was guaranteed, and I was in that state of mind, I think all I'd be doing is similar to what Antonio said. I'd be talking to people. I'd be just giving people whatever I could give them. I'd be just trying to communicate, trying to help them communicate, trying to help everyone understand one another, try to help them find their passions and their dreams, and try to help them discover their gifts. Like, that is what I do now, but I do it on a level that this is the only way I can represent that now. So I feel like, if it was impossible to fail and success was guaranteed, I'd use my voice more. I'd be clear with it. I'd be unforgiving about it, sort of thing. I'd just do it, go for it. So, awesome question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, Justin. Beautiful. Mandy, trying to go next?
Yeah, let's hear from Andy.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, beautiful question. Thank you for the meditation leading up to it.
Thank you.
I thought I didn't have to go back to that belief, but thanks for taking me back safely. So yeah, for me, it was all about not feeling enough. And what came up for me was that I'm ready, and I'm always ready. So there's nothing really to always do another qualification, do another course, do another this, do another that, for the seemingly illusion that one day I will be ready and enough.
Yeah.
And now going to the question of if I was now enough, and I feel, so mine was, I feel now qualified and credible, I would jump on stage. I want to be on stage, and I want to rock, and I want to sing. And people say I should sing in the shower and I should keep my daytime job. I said I just haven't found the audience yet, but no, that's not where I'm going with that. So I would love to help people to give themselves permission to do whatever it takes so that they can really go after what they want in life, no matter how crazy it is.
Yeah.
And that gives me goosebumps just to think about that. And I know we all have that front, or most of us do. And then if I say to someone, is there something I can help with? No, I'm all right. I said, of course, yeah, you are right. You're one of those rare people. And then I just see it switch and I see the gooey moment and I love it. So for me, I would love to give all the social media to someone else. They just organize the event. I just want to turn up and I want all the glitter and all the lights and the music and dance and rock. And that everyone just becomes a bit looser and everyone turns up however they want. Mm-hmm. There's no makeup required, no dressing up, whatever reflects who you truly are authentically, whatever that means to you. Yeah. Don't come to impress me, just be there comfortable in whatever you are and who you want to become. And I'm already trying that life at the moment. So it's actually really funny because I'm trying out the life that I'm envisioning to live. So I'm in my old Mazda 6 and I'm imagining what it actually is. And I'm going, oh man, it's going to be such a hot car. And I put my sunroof open and I'm going on the freeway and I love it. And then I'm going, okay, turn the stereo up. And then I'm going, okay, where would I live? And then I think about that. And what would I do? And then I go out and I talk to people. And it's already, the connections are already built. I just have to lead it to the event. So this is the boring stuff, but the essential one. But I've made a call this week to people that I paid 2 years ago to help me with the social media. But back then I wasn't ready for that step. Mm-hmm. But now I said, I'm still not ready, but I'm making this call. So now it's in the works and I'm getting a little bit like this, a bit shaky, but it's a good shaky. So it's amazing when we give ourselves the reassurance that you can't really fail, but all of a sudden you are capable, even though you didn't do anything more than in the moment a minute ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, perfect.
So I probably can't sleep tonight again, but thank you for this energizing question.
Thanks, Mandy.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And I love your accent, by the way. Thank you so much.
Cheers, love. Thank you. Dave, did you want to go next, mate? Yeah.
David, put your hand up.
Yeah, I think it's at different stages of your life you get asked that question. You have different answers, and you'd ask a child, and the child would probably say one thing, big, grandiose, amazing thing, I'd own a huge company and whatever it might be. And then you ask someone who's kind of been doing this work for a while, and it starts to peel back a bit. It starts to get a lot simpler. It starts to feel a lot more all about connection, connection to other people. Whether it's helping people, whether it's entertaining for them, whether it's whatever it is, it's that's what I would be doing more of, stepping more into the life that I already have, the beautiful people, the beautiful souls that you engage with, without that baggage, without those parts of you that are interfering with that your presence and your enjoyment and your connection to the divine and to that beautiful life energy that is very simple. So I think that's what, when you get hit with that question, you think, oh, this is, whoa, your stats goes, oh, and then you start to ponder a bit and you think, oh, I've got it all. I've got it all. I'm just need to be able to continue the work so that I can experience it more.
Yeah. Beautiful, mate. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate that, mate. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jobby, did you want to share, mate?
There we go. Thanks for that.
There you go.
Really tough question. For me, I probably believe that you can't fail. Well, I can't fail anymore. I've been with Davey for the last 3 years, so everything that he's taught me is what I'm throwing out to other people now. I'm taking it to the mine sites, and I feed it to all my construction workers on mine sites, how to love themselves, how to be positive, how awesome we all are. So it's not really what would I do, it is what I am doing. That's just amazing.
Yeah.
I'll
Beautiful
keep mine
stuff.
short, but yeah, I'm loving it. Loving it.
Perfect. Thanks, Jobby. Appreciate that, mate. Yeah. Can I just say a final little, that's everyone that shared, isn't it? Can I just say a final little thing, Pete, just on that?
We can. This is a podcast in your honor.
Yeah. There was, when I started about 7 years ago, 7 years ago, when I really started this real deep dive into like self-development work and healing, calling beliefs, past traumas, or whatever, there was a moment during a session that I knew this was my time, and my core self, my soul literally spoke to me. This is the way I felt it. This is the way I seen it. And it was, this is your time, Davy. And I just want to say to everyone here that's watching this and who may watch this recording, whatever, this is your time. There's no better time than this moment to literally create that life you choose and to just go for it. There's no one holding you back but you. No one. And that's what it was like for me, for this healing and this pain I was in, and I was struggling with this stuff. And it was literally, the tears flowed, and it was just, oh my God, this is my time.
Well, I'm with you. I was at Bali Spirit Festival, right? And I'd never really considered myself spiritual. But I had this one moment when it was after a breathwork session, because all these breathwork facilitators come from all around the world, yoga, music, meditation. And I was just in like the fetal position at the end of this, hour-long session or more. And I had like all of my ancestors were just crowded around me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were just like in black and white. And I didn't know all my ancestors, but I knew just my granddad. And they're just saying that. They're just saying, this is your time. We've had our time, man.
Yeah.
This is yours. So go do it, man. Don't waste your life being in this shell that you're in right now.
No.
This is you're wasting it. They didn't say that, but that's what the message was. Don't waste your time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in thank you for all your shares. And like I say, that experience that you all have to be able to bring to the table means so much.
Yeah.
And, we can't do it on our own. And, as much as it seems easy to be able to live this life of, ease and grace, and just, like Teflon, just let all the shit just miss us. But we're going to be tested.
Yeah.
But in being able to bring ourselves back every now and then with the personal development work that we do on the daily, and be able to remember, hang on a minute, I don't need to be wearing this right now. I can be shifting my perspective of, where I'm at, and I can lift and I can go in this direction.
Yeah.
Because we have everything that we need. You can be the rock star, whether it be on that big stage, or you just want to be brave to speak to someone and reach out without fear of what the answer is going to be, because you know that they're actually going to be impacted even if they're not in that right stage for them. Yeah. You don't know that ripple effect that you're going to create a thought process that they're going to come back to. And they're probably grateful that someone's thinking of them and actually wanting to reach out. And you've got your passions and your dreams from when you were a baby and you're a young child, that you had these grandiose ideas. Maybe we can park the ridiculous ideas of running a massive business, because we realize it's not actually the
much fun
success that we seek. But you've been gifted your gifts and your unique gifts.
Yeah.
And whether that be something that you can utilize to share with the people around you, or maybe your success is actually playing small and actually realizing that success is a given, you can, take your foot off the gas a little and just enjoy the ride.
Mm-hmm.
Because, we've all got our own individual ideas and ideals. And I love that idea of actually not having to go so hard for success, but success is in the simplicity of life.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're all awesome humans, and, there's so much, you got so much going for you right now. And the fact that you stepped up and tapped into this call shows that you are on that path. So I thank you. I'm super grateful for having you here, sharing your wisdom with us. And thank you, Davy, for coming along. It's
my pleasure, mate.
Absolute dream to have someone like you in the community, doing the hard work and really beating that path to help others. So
thanks, Pete. Yeah, really appreciate it. And again, just reiterate and acknowledging everyone. It's this work sometimes isn't for the faint-hearted, and this work sometimes just takes a little bit of courage, and then suddenly you learn so much. Like Pete's saying, with people sharing, just being here for each other, and it's incredible, man. Yous are doing it. We are all doing it. Yeah. But embrace yourself and really find that gratitude for yourself, because sometimes we just don't give ourselves enough credit, Give ourselves a break and just show ourselves how much we love ourselves. That's where the work is. Yeah.
You got this. Did anyone have any questions for Davy while we've got him, or any comments that you wanted to make? Absolutely open to anything.
Yeah. Open to anything. Apart from the Lotto scores. I'm not sure them ones.
There goes my question.
The Lotto. Although I'm doing this manifestation thing, which is going to help you.
Well, actually, I did want to actually say something, and it was going to be about manifestation. And it was kind of like, prior to you going away at the start of everything with your brother and doing the ceremony, did you ever have any sort of thoughts, or did you ever have any inklings or sort of inclinations or thoughts about the manifestation process? Did you reflect on everything you had achieved up to that point, and did you have some sort of underlying belief in any of it kind of before going in, or was it completely new to you when you?
No, I've been aware of manifestation, and I guess since The Secret, if you go back to The Secret DVD and that, video, whatever, back in 10, 15 years ago, whatever it was. But I was aware of it then, we were brought up, my mother was into Doris Stokes, and that's spiritualist old woman in England and whatever, so we were brought up with this cookie sort of way of being, in a sense of being open to different stuff, different things. And I've always been aware that we create our own reality. The timing of what I've achieved with my brother, especially with all the work I've done up to this point, but the timing of hearing that and witnessing what he'd created himself. And again, I remember when The Secrets come out, it was a bit like, what? So I just think good thoughts and things appear in front of us, and it's no, you've actually got to, take action, because you're taking action anyway. This is what I said before, we are all manifesting the lives we live now, whether we're not enjoying it or whether we're really enjoying it. We are just creating the life we desire, because that's what we desire. That's what we're doing. And if we choose to think a different way and choose to behave a different way, we will see our life change to suit that way of being, Yeah. And that's, so the timing of me going to my brother and being in the place where I'm at in my own life, it was just this perfect timing where things aligned, especially with me and Angie, where it was this is the future. This is what I choose to do now. And that's where I came back, and I've been studying it for the last 4-6 weeks, really deep diving it. And I'm creating this module for part of the program I'm going to be running, And then I want to do personal personal manifestation scripts for people in that, you know. That's my next idea.
Nice. So it was like certain things came into alignment at the right time that let you sort of adapt and keep growing and learning from there. And yeah,
that's exactly it, mate.
Yeah.
Exactly it.
See, yeah. I do remember The Secret. I remember watching The Secret randomly at my grandparents' house because I was like, let's get that movie, let's get that. And my granddad goes, what? So if I just say that I want a car space, I'm going to get the car space. And he lost it laughing. But then as I got older and things, and I started reading books, I read like the Napoleon Hill Think Rich, Grow Rich, and it goes into that a lot as well. But then it's also talking about the sacrifice that you need to consider too. And it's like, you got to put it all into play. And you, like you said, you got to live it. You have to, you have to be on top of it. You have to commit.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to believe it. You got to know it's true, you know, and then it is true. You
could have zeroed out.
That's it.
I get the most amazing car spaces every time.
Yeah, I'm the same. I did exactly the same on the weekend at Mindari. Sunday morning, went for breakfast. Exactly that. And I literally says there's one round the corner, and it was there. And Angie does it all the time as well. We've been doing it for years, just from watching The Secrets, you know.
I got some stories too. That's awesome. That is awesome. Thanks for answering the question. Cool.
Yeah, thanks, mate. All good.
Well, thank you all for joining. I really appreciate you coming from far and wide. And here we are. You could have been anywhere else, but you're here with us. So I truly appreciate your commitment. And it is the end of the session. So we're going to wrap it up like a present and give Davey a big high five. High five the screen. Cheers, Davey. Yeah, boy. And we'd love to see you all. You know, I've created Game On as this opportunity to create community and answer questions that, you know, get us to this point where we're just getting through. You know, we start with gratitude. You know, it's the fastest way to happiness. The second question we answer is awareness for how we feel. And, you know, that helps improve our emotional intelligence, emotional regulation, and our relationship with ourselves and with others. And then we tap into our intention setting, and we talked about, you know, manifestation and being able to create the day that you choose by setting your intention every morning. And whether that be getting tough tasks done, or maybe you actually want to see some more positive emotions in your day, you know, you can create that. And, you know, we can't change the challenges or the obstacles that are in front of us, but we can actually navigate around them and get back to where we wanted to be. And that's the power in setting your intention. Then we touch on a mindful moment and just kind of drip feed the knowledge, practice, and philosophy of mindfulness, and, you know, being also, you know, well known to reduce stress and anxiety and create simplicity in your life is where we find that happiness. And then organizing non-doing and just finding that lotto life where we have the resource of time more available to us, and some stillness and relaxation, rejuvenation, to be able to be more creative with solutions for our life. So we'd love to see you on the Game On app. We'd love to see you back here on the Go Team Live community. You're all massively valued to what you know. And as Davey says, you're not broken. You don't need to be fixed. But with our opportunity to come together and learn from each other, we're, you know, only getting stronger. So thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Appreciate
Thanks,
your
Pete.
time.
Thanks, guys.
Love to hear from you too. If you have any testimonials or anything, or, you know, you want to just reach out to me on Messenger, or if you've got my email, or if you came through Eventbrite, I can put you in on the newsletter. And if you just want to reply, anything you got out of it, or you just want to share it with your friends and let your friends know that this is of value, that'd be really great too. Thank you. Thank you, Davey. Any last words, Davey?
No, just,
good.
Yeah, yous are perfect. Never forget it. He's already are. Thanks, mate.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the Go Team Live podcast, powered by Game On. We are so happy to have this community gathering. We're so happy that you got to listen. And I hope you got something out of that. We certainly did, but we'd love to hear from you. So if you'd like to give us a review, like to reach out, we've got Davy's information in the show notes. We've got Game On info in the show notes. So we'd love to have you download the app, share it with a friend, and we'd love to see you get an entry out. Just try. Just put one entry down, see how simple it is, see how, much impact can be created by just answering these simple and efficient questions, and find your way to win the day. You are not broken. You do not need to be fixed, but together we're stronger, and resonating with each other on our journey is where we find that opportunity to just grow and take those massive steps in life, because there's always going to be obstacles. There's always going to be challenges, but we are equipped with the tools as we go on our journey to be able to really just nail life. Winning the day. It's simple.
It's literally shaping your day. You are shaping your day. You're finding the way to win your day. 100%.
100%.
100%.
Love your work. Go team.
Go team.